Simple and compound interest. In this chapter, we will study what is simple interest and what is compound interest, and how to solve problems related to simple interest and compound interest. If the interest is calculated on the original at any rate of interest for any period of time, then it is called simple interest. If P is equal to principal, R is equal to rate % per annum, T is equal to number of years, and SI is equal to simple interest, and A is equal to amount, then simple interest is equal to product of principal, time, and rate divided by 100. Rearranging this formula, we can find the value of principal, rate, and time as shown. We know that the amount is the sum of principal and simple interest. Using the formula for simple interest, the amount becomes, hence, the interest is calculated on the original principal, which is the principal to calculate the interest. It remains constant throughout the time period. The interest earned on the principal is not taken into account for the purpose of calculating interest for last year. Let's go through some problems. A sum when reckoned at 8% per annum, simple interest amount to Rs 3,150 in 5 years. Find the sum. Let the sum be Rs X. Then, we know that the simple interest is solved by the formula as shown on the screen. Hence, simple interest becomes 2x by 5. The amount is calculated by adding the principal and simple interest. Hence, the total amount becomes 7x by 5. From the question, we know that amount is Rs 3,150. Hence, solving the equation for x, we get the value of the principal to be Rs 2,250. At what rate % per annum will a sum of money double in 6 years? Solution. From the question, it is clear that amount is twice the principal. We know that amount is equal to the sum of principal and simple interest. Comparing these values, we can derive that simple interest is equal to the principal in this case. And the time period is given to be 6 years. The rate of interest can be calculated from this formula. Solving the equation, we get the rate of interest to be compound interest. The interest for the future period is calculated not only on the principal but also on interest earned until the previous period. This is known as compound interest. If P is equal to principal, R is equal to rate % per unit time is equal to n years, A is equal to amount, CI is equal to compound interest, then when the interest is compounded annually, the amount after n years becomes is as shown on the screen. We know that amount in this case is the sum of principal and compound interest. Hence, compound interest can be derived as shown on the screen. In compound interest, the interest is added to be principal at the end of each period, and the amount thus obtained becomes the principal for the next period. The process is repeated till the end of the specified time. Also, if the rate of interest differs from year to year, that is, R1 in the first year, R2 in the second year, R3 in the third year, then the amount becomes, when the period changes every year, we say that the interest is compounded annually. When the principal changes as per every 6 months, we say that the interest is compounded half-yearly or semi-annually. When the principal changes every 3 months, we say that the interest is compounded quarterly. When the principal changes after every month, we say that the interest is compounded monthly. When the interest is compounded annually, but time is a fraction, say 2 3/4 year, then the difference between the simple interest and compound interest for 2 years is given by the formula, where D is the difference, P is the principal, and R is the rate of interest. When time is 3 years, then D becomes